Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I would like to discuss with you what is the right time to harvest tomatoes. Once the tomato reaches a stage where it is half green and half pink, then it's the right time to be harvested and ripened off the vines without any loss of nutrients or flavor. That stage is called breaker stage. So why is it important to pick the tomatoes at that stage? That's because so that the plant continues to produce new fruit and it spends the entire energy on swelling and ripening of the other fruits in that plant. So that's why it's very important to harvest the tomatoes at the right time. And also most important thing is you cannot rush a tomato to ripen. The ideal temperatures it requires for ripening is between 65 degrees to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 18 to 24 degrees Celsius. So it needs that temperatures for the plant to have ripened tomatoes. As the ripening occurs, the green pigment, which is chlorophyll, breaks down to orange yellow, which is called beta carotene, and red, which is lycopene. These pigments appear. So that's the indication. So the concentrations of orange, yellow and red pigmentation shows that it is good for harvesting. It determines the color of a ripe tomato. This one is red variety, so when you are aiming for red tomatoes, the temperatures should not exceed 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, the color will not develop in the fruit, and you have to probably pick them earlier and then ripen them at indoors rather than leaving them on the vine. As you can see, this is fully ripened and I have left it too long. I could have picked it up before, but look at the stage. It is slightly orangish and greenish tinge, and on the top it's getting red. So this is the right time to harvest them, and then I'm going to put them indoors in the dark place. So this is good. And also tomatoes ripen from inside out. I'm going to harvest this one. This is the right stage as well, so I'm going to ripen them indoors. With these ones, these are still green and there is no orange or pink shade to it, so I would leave them on the vine and let it turn naturally. And this is slightly turning to orangish, but that's fine, I'll leave that one as well. And the ones here, as you can see, there is color change, so they are turning slightly to pinkish, slight tinge of pink. So this might be the right time because I have got so many fruits up there, so I just want my plant to spend energy in ripening those fruits. So I will take these off and harvest them and then ripen them indoors at room temperature, and they should do good. I'm going to nip them off here, and these two as well, so maybe here. So if you have, make sure you have this support for the tomatoes, so it's standing on there. I need to make it more sturdier. As you can see, this has a slight bend. The stem has a slight bend, so I just want to be careful, make sure it is tied properly, otherwise it will snip any time. And I'm just looking for the ripened tomatoes back inside. I don't see any. And there we go, we've got these many tomatoes. So tomatoes do not require direct sunlight to ripen. So once you pick them up, put them in a dark place where the temperatures are between 65 degrees and 75 degrees, and do not put them in the windowsill or to the sun, exposed to the sun. You'll only make them burn and spoil. So it's important you make sure that. And if you want these type of tomatoes to ripen faster, you can put them in a plastic bag, paper bag. You can put them in a paper bag and store them in a dark place. And also place an apple or a banana in the paper bag of tomatoes. There's a gas called ethylene gas that is given off by the banana or an apple that will make the ripening process faster. So that's a good tip to consider. And also do not store these ones in the fridge, because we are aiming to ripen them indoors. So if you put them in the fridge, it will only stop the process of ripening. So make sure it is in a dark place. And are okay, but if you pick a fully ripened tomato off the vine, then it is best used in a day or two, and all the flavors are intact. And if you want to keep the fully ripened tomatoes longer than a day or two, you can consider storing them in the door section of the fridge. That's the warmest place in the fridge, so you can consider doing that. If you have many batches of ripened tomatoes and you are not using them for that specific period of time, you can always freeze them, chop them into small pieces and freeze them. They will have the flavors intact. So that's that. Hope you enjoy watching this video, and hope it was helpful. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. So I'm going to store them in this weighing scale for a couple of days, and I have placed a paper underneath. I'm just going to put these tomatoes into this one. There we go. They weigh approximately 500 grams, just above 500 grams, or maybe just right to 500 grams. I'm going to place this apple so that the ripening process will get faster, and then place this paper plate on the top.